Good evening and welcome to Dateline on Delta TV. I am Esther Okuta. President Bola Tinubu has rejected the decision of U.S. President Donald Trump to label Nigeria as country of peculiar concern. He said the description misrepresented Nigeria's religious identity and overlooked his administration's commitment to protecting freedom of worship for all citizens. President Tinubu stressed that Nigeria remains a democracy guided by constitutional guarantees of religious liberty. He reaffirmed his government's collaboration with religious leaders and international partners to promote peace and protect all faith communities. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu is set to meet U.S. President Donald Trump to discuss allegations of Christian genocide in Nigeria. Presidential aide Daniel Bwala said the meeting, to hold either in Abuja or Washington, will focus on terrorism, security cooperation, and claims that attacks in Nigeria target Christians. The meeting follows Trump's recent threat of military action and Nigeria's inclusion on the U.S. list of countries of peculiar concern over alleged religious persecution. A 21-member executive of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Delta State Chapter, has been inaugurated to pilot its affairs with a call to safeguard farmers' interest. The inauguration of the new AFAN States Executive, which was held in Asaba, drew stakeholders from within and outside the state. Pere Botu has details.
The national president of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Dr. Farouk Modi, represented by the deputy national president, Mr. Confidence Mark Atele, commended Delta State Chapter for their unity. He urged the new leadership to prioritize practicing farmers in key roles to safeguard members' interests and leverage government and private sector opportunities. Dr. Modi called for teamwork, legitimate business practices, and avoidance of substandard inputs to position AFAN as a source of pride in the state, and advocated collaboration with the state government, private organizations, and institutions like the Bank of Agriculture, while emphasizing the need for relevant information to foster growth.
All the persons who are emerging as ESCO are practicing farmers. Believe me, you will never bring results to the organization. Because if you're even opportunity to receive opportunity from government, you will never utilize it.
In his remarks, the State Commissioner for Trade and Investment, Honorable Samuel Oligida, urged farmers to avoid substandard inputs in their operations, emphasizing their roles as custodians of food security in the state. The commissioner, represented by the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Trade and Investment, Mr. Diden Iriomola, whose remark was delivered by the director of the cooperative department, Mr. Joseph Okotie, stressed that government's commitment to food security.
Register this association as a cooperative society so that it will help you to benefit from the things that are coming that will make your life and the lives of other citizens of Delta State better.
A representative of the Bank of Industry, Mr. Ambrose Nwabozo, highlighted low agricultural output in the state and urged farmers to improve. Mr. Nwabozo appealed for sincere loan utilization to attract investors and recommended mechanized agriculture. He affirmed the bank's readiness to provide facilities and praised AFAN's potential to enhance food security beyond the state with serious commitment. In his inaugural address, the newly elected chairman, Pastor Sonny Okojero, pledged to help farmers get it right and promised to address farmer herders' conflicts in collaboration with the state government. Pastor Okojero said in line with national directive, his administration will recruit agents to integrate rural farmers, ensure that digitalization, recognition, and protection as AFAN members. He affirmed his commitment to partnering with the state government and organizations for training and workshops to expand members' knowledge of agricultural policies and programs.
Assure the government of Delta State that we will do more as a practicing farmer to make sure we bring food to the table of all debtors.
The highlight of the event was the official inauguration of the 21-member executive committee, including Pastor Sonny Okojero as chairman, Ambassador Ezonfade Daniel as deputy chairman, Mr. Daniel Uzoka as secretary, and Deacon Michael Pive as public relations officer, among others. I am Pere Botu reporting.
Director General of the State Orientation and Communications Bureau, Dr. Fred Ogenesiwe, has reaffirmed that the collection of development levies, popularly known as DEVE fees, remains banned across Delta State. Speaking on a radio program, Dr. Ogenesiwe explained that the practice had been outlawed under the Public and Private Property Protection Law 2018, which prohibited the collection of any form of levy or fee at construction sites. He warned that offenders risked up to 2 years imprisonment or a fine of 1 million naira or both, noting that acts such as forceful entry, assault, and trespass at construction sites were also offenses. The Orientation Bureau DG urged community leaders to ensure compliance and advised victims of illegal collections to report cases to the nearest police station for prompt prosecution, citing a recent judgment in Osubi, Okwe local government area, where 4 individuals were jailed for illegal revenue collection as proof of the government's commitment to enforcing the law. He emphasized that the law aims to promote a secure, investor-friendly environment by eliminating extortions and unlawful interference in property development, even as he commended Governor Sheriff Oberewori for fostering peace, stability, and rapid development across the state. The Nigeria Railway Corporation (NRC) has suspended operations on the Warri-Itakpe line after a derailment near Agbo, Ika South local government area. Managing Director of the NRC, Mr. Kayode Okpeifa, said 2 of 7 coaches derailed, but all passengers were safely evacuated with no injuries recorded. He said preliminary findings suggested that track vandalism caused the incident, adding that recovery and security operations were ongoing. Mr. Okpeifa said the suspension of operations would enable full safety inspection of the track, giving an assurance that services would resume once the routes were certified safe. The federal government has begun releasing 11.9 billion naira to clear outstanding arrears owed to health workers nationwide. Minister of State for Health, Dr. Adekunle Salako, said the payment followed talks with resident doctors and includes allowances and salaries adjustments under the revised health salary structure. He added that 10.6 billion naira have been disbursed for the 2025 Medical Residency Training Fund, while efforts continue to recruit more personnel and sustain industrial harmony in the sector. Lagos residents have expressed growing alarm over worsening air pollution across the state, blaming indiscriminate waste burning, vehicular emissions, and poor sanitation. Residents said smoke from refuse fire and exhaust fumes had become a constant hazard, causing coughing, chest irritation, and other health problems. They called on the government to shut down unsanitary markets and strengthen waste evacuation efforts, lamenting that refuse often sits in drainage channels for weeks before removal. Others attributed much to the pollution to unfit commercial vehicles and the heavy use of generators, urging the government to enforce vehicle emission standards and ensure steady electricity to reduce generator fumes. A communication expert, Chioman Dukwe, described Oshodi Market as choking due to the combination of industrial discharges, waste burning, and traffic emissions. She advocated for emission testing, improved public sanitation, and the regulation of factories to protect public health. Environmental campaigner Friday Oku and president of the Association of Waste Pickers of Lagos linked the crisis to Nigeria's dependence on fossil fuel and criticized inconsistent government policies such as banning of waste pickers carts without providing eco-friendly alternatives. Believers have been charged to give thanks to God Almighty for his numerous blessings upon their lives. A guest preacher, Pastor D.K. Ajayi, gave the charge in a sermon at the Christ Apostolic Church Victory Chapel, Mercy District, Asaba. Henry Unogwa has details.
Pastor Ajayi reminded the congregation that thanksgiving was a vital act of worship that drew believers closer to God, emphasizing that gratitude opened the door to divine favor and sustained the blessings already received from God. The cleric, who took his text from Psalm 100 verse 4, noted that praise and thanksgiving remained powerful tools through which believers could continually experience God's grace. He encouraged believers to therefore cultivate the habit of appreciating God in every situation, as everyone had reasons to praise the Almighty God regardless of life's challenges.
We must understand that He is our rightful owner. So have it at the back of our mind. You don't have yourself. You don't own yourself. You are not the owner of yourself. He is the one. Allow Him. Allow Him to reign. Allow Him to rule your life. I pray God will help us in the name of Jesus.
The service featured special renditions and thanksgiving by individuals, groups, and families. Henry Onogwa reporting.
The Taraba state government has confirmed an outbreak of bird flu in parts of Wukari local government area of the state. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Security, Professor Nicholas Namesan, said tests confirmed the virus in samples from dead birds in Jibu community, prompting an immediate ban on poultry movement and closure of live bird markets in Doruwa, Bantaje, and Yamini areas. He warned residents against consuming poultry products until further notice. The commissioner urged farmers to strengthen biosecurity and report sudden bird death, adding that hospitals have been alerted, although no human cases have been recorded. The State Police Command has intercepted a Hummer bus with government plate number 82802DT for allegedly conveying large quantities of codeine and tramadol in Asaba. Police spokesman SP Bright Idafe said the driver, Ugochukwu, aged 46, refused to stop when flagged down and later confessed to transporting the drugs for undisclosed clients. He said the discovery justified the police strict checks on tinted vehicles and covered plate numbers for security reasons. The police spokesman condemned the criminal use of government registration numbers, adding that the suspects and exhibits are in custody as investigations continued. Soft, chewy, and naturally sweet dates are one of the oldest cultivated fruits known to man, often called nature's candy, for their delicious taste and remarkable health benefits. In this edition of Health and Nutrition, Favor Okafor takes a look at dates, the sweet fruits that nourishes, heals, and energizes.
Dates grow on the date palm tree, commonly found in tropical and desert regions. For centuries, they have served as a vital source of nourishment across different cultures, valued not only for their sweetness but also for their powerful health-promoting properties. Rich in natural sugars such as glucose, fructose, and sucrose, dates provide an instant energy boost, making them ideal for athletes and people who need quick strength, including those observing fasts. They are also packed with fiber, potassium, calcium, iron, and magnesium, which help maintain strong bones, good digestion, and stable blood pressure. The fiber content in dates promotes a healthy digestive system, prevents constipation, and helps cleanse the body of toxins. These antioxidants, including flavonoids and phenolic acids, protect cells from damage, reduce inflammation, and strengthen the immune system. Nutrition experts say dates can be enjoyed in several forms: eaten fresh, dried, or blended into smoothies. They also serve as natural sweeteners in baking and desserts, offering a healthier alternative to refined sugar without compromising taste. For women, dates are particularly beneficial during pregnancy as they help strengthen uterine muscles and provide energy during childbirth. For men, they are known to enhance stamina and support overall vitality. In addition, dates help maintain heart health by reducing bad cholesterol levels, while their iron content supports the production of red blood cells and helps prevent anemia. They also aid brain function, improving memory, and protecting against cognitive decline.
It aids digestion. Whenever I'm constipated, I take it and it makes me feel much better, and it also helps me sleep at night.
Indeed, dates remain one of nature's finest gifts, sweet to taste, rich in energy, and full of healing power. A daily serving not only satisfies the taste buds, but also nourishes the body, providing the true sweetness that comes naturally. Favor Okafor reporting.
The global scene is next as we join our world news desk.
Millions of people across war-ravaged Sudan, particularly in east-western region, have remained in urgent need of humanitarian assistance as fighting shows no sign of abating. Despite international calls for a ceasefire, key generals from both Sudanese armed forces and the paramilitary rapid support forces appears unwilling to halt the conflict. Violence and targeted killings continued in North Darfur capital, El Fasher, leaving civilians trapped amid ongoing chaos. A roadmap proposed by international mediators has so far failed to bring about meaningful progress, leaving aid agencies increasingly concerned about the scale of human sufferings. International organizations are urging both the SAF and RSF to allow greater access for humanitarian aid, which has been severely restricted by ongoing fighting and insecurity. Aid convoys have faced repeated delays, and many regions remain inaccessible, complicating efforts to deliver essential food and medical supplies. Humanitarian officials warn that without immediate intervention, tens of thousands more could face life-threatening conditions in the coming weeks. Mrs. Caroline Bovard, Sudan Country's Director for Solidarites International, described a complete blackout in information from El Fasher, forcing agencies to rely on reports from surrounding areas. The situation in El Fasher has become increasingly desperate following the RSF seizure of the city last week, which came after an 18-month siege, starvation, and widespread displacement. Tens of thousands of civilians are believed to remain trapped in the city, with thousands more unaccounted for after fleeing. Only a small fraction of those who fled on foot have managed to reach Tawila, a town roughly 50 kilometers away. Aid workers report that progress remains slow, with many stranded on the road or in remote villages that are still unsafe to access.
Let's now join our business news desk for stories on business and the economy.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has reduced its petrol pump price as supply constraints at the Dangote refinery began to ease. Reports says the state-owned firm adjusted the retail price to 945 naira per litre, down from 955 naira, marking a 10 naira reduction at NNPCL outlets in Abuja, Gwarimpa, and Wuse Zone 4. The price cut comes amid improved fuel availability nationwide, easing pressure on motorists and filling stations. Similarly, private operators have followed suit. Eternal filling station in Abuja also reduced their pump price to 945 naira per litre, reflecting a broader market adjustment as supply conditions normalized. Industry analysts noted that the easing of the supply glitch at the Dangote refinery has played a crucial role in stabilizing retail fuel prices, which had surged in recent weeks due to shortages. The recent price correction follows a period of disruption caused by Dangote refinery production hiccups, which triggered a nationwide increase in fuel costs more than 2 weeks ago. The disruption had left several filling stations with insufficient fuel stocks, prompting long queues and public frustration. With the refinery now reportedly operating at improved capacity, the market has begun to regain stability, though some observers caution that fuel availability remains fragile in certain regions. The development comes amid broader regulatory changes, including President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's recent approval of a 15% import duty on petrol and diesel, which could put upward pressure on fuel prices in the future. While the current reduction offers temporary relief to motorists, industry stakeholders warn that retail costs could fluctuate depending on global oil prices and domestic supply dynamics. For now, NNPCL's price adjustment signal a welcome respite for consumers navigating recent fuel scarcity and rising transport costs. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has uncovered a clandestine laboratory producing Colorado, a synthetic strain of cannabis, in a residential building in Ajao Estate, Isolo, Lagos State. During the raid, large quantity of freshly cooked kolos and various precursors chemicals were seized, and the 30-year-old owner, Mr. Stephen Emo, was arrested. NDLEA's Director of Media and Advocacy, Mr. Femi Babafemi, confirmed that the discovery followed months of intelligence gathering after consignment of kolos were intercepted in March and May 2025, signaling that the drug is now being produced locally rather than imported. In a separate operation in Mushin, NDLEA operatives arrested 28-year-old Afiz Salisu alias Malu, recovering 16 compressed blocks of Ghana loud cannabis and 16.4 kg of Colorado. Additionally, music artist Mr. Gospower Osaheruwen, known as Teddy Boy, was arrested in Lekki while attempting to take delivery of 77.2 kg of loud concealed in bed tube imported from New York, part of a syndicate that include his major, who remained at large. NDLEA's operations extend across Nigeria, leading to multiple seizures of narcotics, including skunk, tramadol, methamphetamine, and new psychoactive substances in Kaduna, Bauchi, Ogun, Kwara, Edo, Ondo, Lagos, and Taraba states. The agency intercepted a total of several tons of cannabis and hundreds of thousands of pills of controlled substances over the last week, highlighting the growing domestic production and distribution network of illicit drugs.
Let's join our sports news desk for happenings in the world of sports.
Super Eagles attacker Victor Osimhen says Nigeria will be driven by desperation in 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers this month as they look to avoid missing out on a second successive edition of the World Cup finals. Osimhen disclosed this in an interview, stressing that it was the dream of every footballer to play at the World Cup, and with Nigeria's situation, the Super Eagles attacker was desperate, like other players, to make it to the 2026 tournament. Nigeria endured what Osimhen described as a heartbreaking disappointment 4 years ago when fierce rival Ghana proceeded from a playoff and reached quarter 2020 at their expense. The Super Eagles made a winless start in Group C, drawing 3 of their first 4 games, with Victor Osimhen absent through injury. Former head coach of the Flying Eagles, Aliou Zubairu, has been appointed coach of the Egyptian Second Division League side Telecom Egypt Sports Club.
Coach Zubairu was unveiled by the club leadership at their headquarters in Cairo. The ex-Flying Eagles coach, who recently led the Nigerian team to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile, was unveiled by the Egyptian side on a 2-year deal. The appointment comes against Coach Aliu's solid coaching credentials and track records, from leading the Kwara United youth team in his hometown of Ilori to handling the national Under-20 team. Bridget Agitu reporting.
Now to our thought for the day. Don't be so high that you forget your low seasons. Remember where God brought you from. True. And that's it on the Dateline on Delta TV. Many thanks for staying with us this evening. I am Esther Oputa. Good night and have a lovely night rest.
Brought to you by Ministry of Information. Delta from glory to glory.
Mama Ruke, what do you want to sow?
I want to throw it dirty inside gutter. Water go carry and flow go.
No, now throw it dirty where?
Government go take care of that one now.
Who be the government? Now me and you?
No be governor, Sheriff.
For some months now, Delta State government don't they go around, they clear drainages so that water go they get free flow. And now our responsibility not to block waterways.
Delta, make we keep Delta clean. I see better for you and me. One love, not throw it dirty for street.
True. Delta government, they do so much to protect Delta from flooding. Some days ago, for our river, Delta government removed silt, debris, substances when they block flow of water, also deepen the water channels to prevent flooding. Now I know why.
Take you and I get Delta.
Governor Sheriff, they do storm water drainages.
I see the better for you and
for
me.
Different areas
One
for
love,
the states.
not throw it dirty for God.
Our governor Sheriff, he dey create systems so that flooding no go affect our daily living for Delta State. No forget say where water they gather, mosquitoes they gather and it dey lead to malaria. Make we support our government and making sure say waterways they free so that even our roads go last for us.
Delta,
Keep it Delta cleanery,
make we keep Delta
Brought
clean.
to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
I see better for you and me. One love, not throw it dirty for street.
His money is my money, but my money is my money, or is it? Hello, beautiful ladies. How are you doing?
As you can see, we're beaming over here because it's our best episode yet. And we're so excited you get to join us today.
You know, two things a lot of us ladies love, money and love.
Yeah.
And we're going to be talking about the marriage of these two things.
Yes, let's talk about money in marriage, shall we? See, I'm laughing. I've not said anything, though. You know, I remember, okay, earlier in our marriage, I was a spender. Like, I would spend, sometimes impulse buying, basically, or I find I'm owing at the end of the month or something like that. And I say, one day you will make us bankrupt in this house. Like, I'm serious, it was that bad, you know, and it would be when I'm trying to do my calculations at the end, maybe of the day or something like that. I used to think money was falling on the floor, something. I said, money is not falling anywhere. You need to get your act together. That was his line. Yes. And truly, I worked on myself. I had some financial lessons like that. I worked on myself. Yes. And it got to a point, he could give me his ATM. Right now, he could give me his ATM because he knows. In fact, there's a day he told me.
Financial management right now.
And there was a day he said, that's growth. He said, please, can you get me there's some drinks like that in the shop somewhere. I said, sorry, it's not in the budget. No, he said he wasn't, he was thinking, I thought he was not happy when he said, do you know when you told me that it's not in the budget?
I was actually proud happy.
Because before, let's carry on. When we finish, we stop, you know? Yeah, so it shouldn't be like that, basically.
Yes, I think at some point or the other, everyone has to begin to be more like financial management conscious, if there's a word like that, because you have to be able to keep track of your spending and yes.
If not, it causes a lot of issues in the home.
It will. We know that in marriage, the two become one. However, the two accounts become joined as well. We asked some people their thoughts on this and got a lot of interesting answers from them. Take a look.
Have you heard about the joint account?
Yeah, I've heard of joint account where like couples or husband and wife get one single account, out one party.
Account with my wife.
Tell me why.
Well, I don't like that issue of joint there, and in case of emergency, you keep waiting for permission. You cannot even make your own decision on how to maybe settle an issue.
I don't know the time that